In this video, we're going to talk about how we can use price action rules to help us identify where the market is going to go and where are the high probability setups to enter. As a price action trader, I'm going to start my trading day by analyzing the chart before the market open. And we have right now bullish bias working higher. We have an uptrend that has a break, push to a new extreme. Right now, the market is correcting. And what's going through my mind right now, we're looking at S&P 500, is that the ES is probably going to go higher. Okay, or at minimum, it's going to go sideways because after breaking new high, this bearish trend down is not reversing the market. We're going sideways. In fact, we're breaking back above the EMA. So chances are very high, combined with the initial bullish bias, that we may have some continuation. The stock market is about to open, and I can see candles being printed and market keeps working higher and keeps working higher. So this is already a good sign. Okay, we are right now still in a bullish trend. And since I know I'm in a bullish trend, I have to locate a channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a new channel, something like this. Why I'm drawing the channel here? Because I have nice market geometry here. I'm going to copy it, put it at the top. This is potential channel, and it fits pretty well. It fits pretty well. It aligns with the EMA, 2 bar EMA, and market keeps going higher. So right now I know that I definitely am not thinking about selling. Okay, you can see all these sellers, they're being trapped. They're counter trading. You're going to make the most money if you're going to be thinking about buying only. And I want to go long at the key entry point, which is the EMA or the trend line. This is why I'm drawing the trend lines, because I want to know where I want to enter. Market keeps going higher, keeps going higher. I'm just patiently waiting for the pullback, to the EMA. We're finally correcting. I can draw trend line a little bit wider or slightly tighter. Problem is, we're not with the EMA. This is very close to be decent second entry long. Has high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, second attempt is the high probability setup if it forms at the key entry point and it aligns with the context. But as you can see, the signal bar is very neutral and not fully at the EMA. I can't really take this setup just yet because it's simply not fully at the EMA. Can I get something closer to the EMA? It didn't even trigger anyway. And there was nothing at the EMA. This just goes to show how strong this trend is, okay? You can see a bunch of small bars just slowly but surely creeping higher. You can't even pull back to the EMA. This is a good sign the trend is very strong. So I'm still not thinking about selling. I'm going to make it a little bit wider because the trend is still very, very strong. I'm going to redraw the downtrend. I have a new high. Once again, I'm going to reset the count. First attempt to go long. Actually, no trigger. So first entry to go long now. And what's going through my mind is something like this. Second entry long. The second attempt. Similar to what we had here. Can I get the second attempt to go long? Because we're at the key entry point. Correction phase is going to end at the key entry point. And this is where you want to go long because you want to catch a brand new push phase. This is what price action trading is about. Waiting our turn throughout the correction phase and knowing when to go long using the EMA and the trend line, combining the bias. But there was no second attempt. Once again, only first entry above bearish bar. So no way to really enter. And market keeps going higher, keeps going higher. Now, I have very tiny break. And because the trend is super strong, I'm going to widen it just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to widen it just a little bit because you can see it doesn't distort the price action at all. It keeps working higher in a seamless fashion. This is very strong uptrend, bunch of small bars working higher. It doesn't look that way, but this is very, very strong uptrend. So nothing I can do, I just wait. We still have plenty of time in the day left. New high, first entry long, second entry long. We're still far from the EMA. We're breaking the EMA. Okay, so now what I want to do is, I still want to go long because I expect new high for this channel. But I can't really go long below EMA. There was terrible signal bar, bearish bar again. So I need to see some push above exponential moving average. That is the resumption that the buyers are back in the market. And I have some decent high low closing barely above the EMA. New low, first entry short failure. There's going to be a break above this bar. It would be okay setup enough because this is a very, very strong uptrend. You can see we are working hard the entire day. So you have to be a little bit more aggressive when you're trading a day like this. But there ended up being no trigger. It didn't trigger above the initial signal bar. So we have to cancel the order because market may right now correct. It still ended up working, but we simply cannot break the rules. And now we have a break, push to a new extreme. Uptrend played out. So now the uptrend played out. We have a second entry long. So naturally, I have to skip the second entry long. And I even have to skip the high low. When I was watching this live, because the trend was so strong, what I like doing, even being a little bit more aggressive and widening the channel just a little bit, something like this, because you can see I can still have nice market geometry here. I can still find some decent structure. Now, this is normally what we don't want to do, but because the trend felt super strong, you can see we're working hard the entire day. I kind of took the risk, still using the market geometry at the bottom, drawing it a little bit wider. Now, even if I draw it wider, I don't want to take this high low. You can see because our initial channel just played out. It just played out. If I'm going to draw a wider channel like this, you can see how broad this structure looks. We didn't even make it past the midline. Okay, you can't even touch the trend channel line. This is too weak of a push phase for us to right now continue buying again. It's getting too wedged like this, if you can visualize it better. Okay, this is generally what a late second entry long looks like. So I don't want to go long now. Even if I draw a wider channel, I would need to see break of this high. This push phase would need to break this high, market working higher, so I can trust this wider channel, because right now it's too wedged, it's too sideways. We didn't push far enough even for the wider channel, and plus it's not even at the EMA. The body is so far from the EMA, so I simply have to wait. So hope it makes sense. Market is correcting. Okay, I'm going to redraw the downtrend working lower. We have another high low confirmation of the second entry long. I actually took a risk on this trade right here. It's not the perfect setup because you have spike down that is still in play. The downtrend is still in play. It's confirming second entry long, and also the wider channel is a bit more aggressive. Why did I risk this trade? It's simply because the uptrend was so strong that I decided to take a risk, because you can see a lot of sketchy setups are working, and this is how you have to trade these very strong uptrends. You will see a lot of weak setups working, a lot of first entries working. So I simply had to take a risk. It ended up failing. You can see it ended up correcting. In hindsight, I like better the tighter channel, but you can see even this wider channel looks really great. And because the trend was so super strong, that's why I decided to take a risk on the slightly wider channel, because when you're trading such a strong channel like this, you simply have to be a little bit more aggressive. There's no other way around it. Unfortunately, you can see there was no break here. There was only first entry long, far from the EMA. So a lot of these sketchy setups are not easy to enter. Okay, market played out. I'm going to draw trailing range like this. Now we actually have visual to like a pullback and a failed breakout out of this small consolidation. We have one leg down, break, second leg down, downtrend played out with the break, push to new extreme, big juicy bar. You know, you can still consider going long here because now the downtrend played out. We broke out of this congestion. The trend is super strong. Textbook setup would be high low above EMA. We cannot get a high low above EMA. And right now, EMA is super flat. So we are entering consolidation. Okay, you can see flat EMA, consistent pricing up and down, move down, move up, move down, move up. So right now, I'm going to follow the trend range structure, but I'm not going to sell. I'm not going to sell because we've been working hard the entire day. Very strong bullish day. Okay, if we're going to take a look on 10,000 tick chart, you are above the EMA the whole time. So I'm only using the trend range to go long at the bottom. I'm not going to be selling. I'm going to be fading over these highs. And what I have to do is I'm going to avoid trading in the middle because it's simply too stacked, too congested. So no trade zone in the middle. Ideally, I want to see price action correcting to these lows. I want to buy at the bottom. Once again, I'm not even looking for trades, too congested in the middle of this mess. So I'm just going to remain patient. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay, market is correcting finally. One leg down. Can I get something near this support? Okay, we're not fully at the support. Once again, middle of the range. I'm not even participating here. There is no edge for me to take advantage of. Okay, we're correcting. We're almost to these lows. Not really, even if I trade here, we're not fully close to these lows. This would be a great trade if it's a little bit lower and not an inside bar, because you have one leg down, break, second leg down. Ideally, you would have a signal bar here after the measured move. You have broad two-legged pullback, break a new low. This would be great opportunity for us to buy at the bottom with the direction of the main trend, because you're going to combine the main bias, which is bullish. You're going to combine the range rules. You're buying at the bottom. Downtrend played out, two legs down. Great opportunity, but there was no pullback all the way here. And this is an inside bar. New low first entry short. So I'm thinking about failed second entry short, something like this. Can I get a failed second entry short? I cannot. The market continues to go higher. So once again, I'm going to draw a brand new uptrend working higher. Market is correcting, and I'm thinking right now about second entry long breakout pullback. why am I so eager to treat this as if the range is going to transform into support here and the pattern is going to be breakout pullback rather than market going back into the trend range? Okay, if the day session would start just with this trend range, I would not be so eager to go long because market may correct back in the trend range. But I'm price session trader and I have to be dynamic and I have to analyze the big picture. And because we've been working hard the entire day, there is super high chance we're going to have uptrend continuation. Okay, when you see such a strong uptrend, you're basically thinking always only about buying because there's a big chance we're going to go higher. So because this is such a strong uptrend, breakout pullback is much more likely. Okay, it's much more likely. This trend range is just short-term structure here. And now I have a second entry long breakout pullback. You can see how nice and broad these two legs down are. One test, second test, kilo is holding, support is holding. Once again, price action is telling us everything. Great pattern, but the signal bar is way too weak. I was ready to go long here, preparing my order. It really looked tempting, but towards the close, market reversed into this weak signal bar, so I skipped it. It's a great trade. Second entry long breakout pullback, 2 key entry points. If you have a better bar, you can consider. I have to market more aggressive due to the signal bar. If you have a little bit better bar, you definitely can go long because everything is aligning here. Second entry long, 2 legs down, breakout pullback, 2 key entry points. Bullish bias the whole day. No entry here. And now you have triple test. One bounce, second bounce, third bounce. Sort of like a new low. First entry show, second entry show failure. Big bullish bar. Once again, support is holding. This uptrend is new high. There's a decent high probability setup. Triple test, big bullish bar. You have to ride this out a little bit. You have a halo again, but this halo is doji now. So you don't really want to take this doji because it's also getting quite stacked, but it's a doji now. So you have to be careful. Break, new extreme, uptrend played out. Uptrend played out. So once again, great price action. And now I'm going to pause looking to go long because all uptrends played out. Okay, I have a second entry long here, but it's a little bit too early. You may be eyeing potential some spike in a channel pattern, but it's a little bit early for that because you just have a break in new high here. So you need a little bit more information. So I can't take this second entry long. You just have a break in new high here. You need more continuation, more pushes higher. I cannot just go long instantly after breaking new high when everything played out. And market continues to go lower, so I'm going to draw a downtrend like this. Okay, we're correcting. New low first entry short, and we're breaking above EMA. Once again, and this is a little bit nuanced and gut feeling based intuition, which you will develop with experience. Once you see such a strong bullish uptrend day, it's very likely there's also a spike and a channel pattern. If you're going to take a look at 10,000 tick chart, you're still above the EMA the whole day. Finding a channel, flatter channel, is easier there. So I like looking for something like this. Okay, for something like this, because why are we pushing back above EMA? It's unlikely we're going to start selling again because it was so bullish. So this push above EMA is definitely confirming, okay, it looks like market is still quite bullish. Okay, no trigger here. I cannot go long here. Bad signal bar here. Market is correcting lower here. Okay, actually I have my channel a little bit differently because I can see we're so far from this. I'm gonna just adjust it. Oops, I'm gonna just adjust it. I had a little bit. I was watching this slide. Oh, I had it here. I remember now. Because I was looking. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Getting the confirmation here. So I'm playing with these channels. I wanted to get bounce here, close to bounce here. Aligns with the 10,000 tick chart. I'm not looking at the 10K chart at the moment, but if you're going to take a look at 10,000 tick chart, it's easy to find a channel there and just copy it to this 2000 tick chart. I will break a new extreme. Okay, and now we have some nice reaction of this trend line. I don't want to go long just yet because it's quite stacked and the trend line is just, you know, showing some signs that the buyers are back in the market. I would like to see push above EMA, and I have a push above EMA, and finally this is the good confirmation. This push above EMA and the high low is confirming, okay, the channel is valid. Downtrend played out. There's a great high probability setup, high low confirmation setup. Can I get a failed second entry short? No failed second entry short. Brand new push phase was established. Okay, micro double top can reset. I'm gonna redraw a brand new downtrend. We're correcting. Downtrend is in play. I cannot go long. Once again, same issue as here. I prefer some high level of EMA. I have a high low here, but problem is this is an inside bar. So I can't take inside bar. Had it trigger one tick below, you can go long because it's basically a repeat pattern what happened here. Key level held, push above EMA resumption, brand new push phase is about to start. But as an inside bar, we have to be patient. Market continues to go higher again. Price action rules fulfilled, and now the market is about to close. So this is the overall structure for today. Very nice price action trading day. It's all up, completely bullish price action. We're not even thinking about selling. The range is not even considered to be used to sell. You're only thinking about buying. And you can use the higher time frame 10,000 tick chart to really grasp what's happening. You can't even break below EMA on 10K chart. It really helps you put things into perspective, how bullish structure is. And this is why I'm looking even for this channel right here, the bigger channel, came into play. You can see perfect channel market geometry and repeat pattern, another halo. It's a shame this was an inside bar, but this is exactly where the correction phase will end and a brand new push phase will start. I'm gonna wrap it up. I hope you had a good trading day, and I'm gonna talk to you next time. Good luck your trading.